Okay, we're going to have a look at rounding today then. So when we are rounding a number, we want to keep that number as close as possible to the original number. Now we're going to look at a few different types of rounding. We're going to look at rounding to nearest 10, nearest 100, nearest 1000, nearest whole number, and decimal places as well. Now rounding always follows the same rules. It just changes slightly depending on what we are rounding to. Okay, so when we're rounding them, we want to keep the number as close as possible to the original. So if we have a look at the example we've got down here, I want to round 37 to the nearest 10. If we're rounding to the nearest 10, we're looking for a number like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, anything that ends in at least 1 0. So 37 is between 30 and 40. And all we want to decide really is it closer to 40 or closer to 30. Now 37 is sitting right here, so it's obviously closer to 40. But the basic rule, if it's less than halfway, so if it ends in a 1, 2, 3, or 4, then we round down. If it's 5 or above, then we round up. So 37 to the nearest 10, and we don't write that it equals 40, we put in an arrow, 37 rounds to 40. Let's try some more. 182 to the nearest 10. Now 182 is between 180 and 190. 182 sits there, so 2 at the end, so it rounds down. 182 would round to 180. 765 to the nearest 10. 765 is between 760 and 770. Now it sits right in the middle here. So it sits right in the centre, and the rule, if it's right in the middle, is that it rounds up. So 765 will round up to 770. Rounding to 100 and 1000 is very similar. We're just looking for numbers with 2 zeros or 3 zeros at the end. For example, if we've got 428, that's in between 400 and 500. We're deciding which one it's closer to. What we're interested in is the number in the tens column, because I'm rounding up to the nearest 100. It's a 2, so that would stay as 4. It would round to 400. 765, that's between 700 and 800. Number in my tens column, 6, so that's going to round that up to an 8. So 765 is closer to 800. 1768, that's in between 1700 and 1800. Number in my tens column is my 60, so 6. It's going to push that up to an 8, so it would round up to 1800. 4895, that's between 4800 and 4900. It's a 9. It's going to push that one up to a 9. So we'd get 4, 9, 0, 0. Okay. When you are rounding, like I said, we want to keep the number as close as possible to the one that we started with. So majority of the time, most of the time, you will only ever change one of the numbers. The only time it isn't just one of the numbers that you change is if you've got a sort of a cycle of 9s, in which case you might end up changing more than one number. Okay, let's look at the next one then. We have to the nearest 1000, 987. 987 is somewhere between 0 and 1000. It's above 500, which would be a halfway point. So that would round up to 1000. 87 is below a halfway point, so it's going to go down to 0. 9877, that 8 is going to push that 9 up to a 10. So we get 10,000. 6,549. 549 is above the halfway point, so it goes up to 7,000. Okay. Rounding to the nearest whole number then. So the nearest whole number is the nearest number that does not have a decimal point. Okay, the whole numbers are the ones like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but numbers like 6.8, 3 1/4, anything like that would not be a whole number. So we want to round them to the nearest whole number. I'll show you the first couple on the number line, and then we'll go from there. The first one I've got is 2.3. So 2, 1, 2, 3. 2.3 is here. Now it's in between 2 or 3. and we're deciding which one it's closer to. You can see in the number line, it's closer to 2. Halfway would be 5. So it follows the same rule as before. 1, 2, 3, or 4, it would round down to 2. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it would round up to 3. So this first one, 2.3, would go to 2. 5.98. Because I'm rounding to the nearest whole number, the only number I'm interested in is the one right after the point. So that's the only one that really interests me. So the one right after the point is a 9. So that rounds that up to a 6. Now, most of the time we would tell you that it makes no difference whether you put 2 or 2.0, but this is the one time it does make a difference when you're rounding to the nearest whole number. You can't have a 0.0 after it because that would give it a decimal place. The next one then, we've got 86.4. Now, I don't need to write the rest of that number to round to the nearest whole number because it's not important what's past here. Okay, if that is less than 5, it's less than halfway, so it rounds straight to 86. And the last one, we've got 405.56. Again, the only number I'm interested in is one right after the point. It's 5, so that's going to push that up to a 6. That rounds up to 406 to the nearest whole number. Okay, the part that we're interested in then, this is the part that we're going to spend most of our time practicing. We're going to look at rounding to decimal places. Now, a decimal place is how many numbers that you have after the point. So if we look at this first one, we've got 18.43567. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal places because it has 5 numbers after that decimal point. 9,827.23 has got 2 decimal places because it has 2 numbers after the point. So if we're asked to round a number to 1 decimal place, we want a number with just 1 number after the point. That just means if we break our numbers down further, so between 7.6 and 7.7, if we break that down into 2 decimal places, we get 7.61, 7.62, 7.63 and so on. Our halfway point then will be 7.65. So it's still that same rule of 1, 2, 3, 4 goes down, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 go up. Okay, the thing that changes is your deciding number. Your deciding number becomes your second number after the point. Okay, now this one is a 7, so this number is sitting right here. So you can see from the diagram it's closer to 7.7, but if we think about it just numerically, that 7 is bigger than 5, so it's going to push that 6 up to a 7. So 7.67 becomes 7.7. Okay, let's try another one. We're going to round these to 1 decimal place. Now, because I'm rounding to 1 decimal place, it's the second number after the point. And each one, it doesn't matter how many numbers there are before the point, it doesn't change anything. It's the second number after the point I use to decide whether I'm going to change the number before it or not. This one's a 4. That means I'm going to leave that 3 exactly as it is. So that one is going to go to 9.3. It doesn't matter that there was a 5 after that. It makes absolutely no difference. It's only that second number after the point I'm interested in. This one is a 6. 6 is bigger than 5, so that's going to push that up to 0.6. Apologies if you can hear my daughter shouting in the background there. She's on a Zoom dance lesson just now. She's talking to her teacher. Okay, next one. Second number after the point is a 2. 2 is less than 5, so that's going to stay as an 8. So that stays as 12.8. D, we've got 76.49999. Please be thinking about what the answers to these are before I go over them. It's not just a case of sitting watching. You need to engage your brain as well. Let's have a wee think what you think it would be. That's a 9, bigger than 5. That's going to push that 4 up to a 5. So we get 76.5. tricky one, next one. We've got 87.99999. Second number here is a 9. That's going to push that number up to a 10, because 10 comes after 9. But we're looking at decimal points, decimal places. So I can't have a 10 in there. So what do? I'm hoping right now you're shouting at the screen, make that 88.0, because that's exactly what we would do. That 9 pushes that up to 10. Whenever you get a 10th, it goes up an extra decimal place. So that 87 becomes 88.0. Oh, that was a bad 0. Let's try that again. That's better. Right, and the last one, we've got 0.09. 9's bigger than 5, so that's going to change that number to a 1. So it's one decimal place, we'd get 0.1. Okay. We are quite often asked to round to 2 decimal places. Can anyone think of a reason why we're asked to round to 2 decimal places? What do we use all the time that uses 2 decimal places? Again, I hope you're shouting at the screen right now, and I hope you're shouting money. Money is always to 2 decimal places, so we do need to know how to round to 2 decimal places as well. Okay, first one. We've got 19.345. Because I want to round to 2 decimal places, I want to be left with 2 numbers after the point. So it's the third number that becomes my deciding number. Okay, that's 5. So that 5 is going to push that 4 up to 5. And 19.345 becomes 19.30. Saying 3 and writing 5. Try that again. So 19.35. B, 0.567. I want the third number. I want 2 numbers after the point. This is my deciding one. It's a 7. It's bigger than 5. So it's going to round up. So that's going to become 0.57. C, 12.8219. Third number after the point is a 1. So that is going to stay as a 2. So we get 12.82. D, you got trickier in D, but again, have a wee think. See if you can figure it out before I go over it. Okay, so we have 76.49999. So there's my 2 numbers after the point. There's my third number, that's my deciding number. That's going to push that 9 up to a 10. Again, can't really push up to 10. You can think about it as 49 going up to 50. So that's going to become 76.50. Now, again, like I said before, normally we wouldn't mind whether you put that 0 in or not, but we need 2 numbers after the point. If you don't put that 0 in, you'll only have 1 number after the point, and you won't have rounded to 2 decimal places. So you need that 0 in this case. Okay. The only time that it is important is when you are rounding. Next one, 87.9999. Here's my 9. It's the third number after the point. Let's round that 9 up to 10. Again, we can't do that, so that's going to push that one up to 10. That's going to push that one up to an 8. So I get 88 point, and 2 numbers after the point. It must be 0.00. Last one, 0.09341. 2, there's my 2 numbers after the point. This is my third one. It's a 3, so that stays the same. So that'll be 0.09. Okay, I'll leave you to practice some of these just now, and then we'll have a look at another wee bit of rounding.